The Quiet Town. The film opens with wide shots of a sleepy rural town in the American South, surrounded by misty forests and sprawling swamps. The locals are superstitious, warning strangers not to wander near the marsh at night. In a chilling opening, a teenager sneaks into the swamp on a dare and never comes back, his screams echoing before the screen cuts to black. We meet Ethan, a pragmatic father, ex-contractor, Claire, a schoolteacher, and their curious 10-year-old son Noah. They move into an old farmhouse on the edge of town, hoping to rebuild their lives after financial struggles in the city. The townsfolk greet them politely but coldly, subtly hinting that they chose the wrong property. While exploring the backyard, Noah stumbles across a strange patch of mud. It's not ordinary, thick, pitch black, bubbling slightly even though the air is cool. When Noah pokes it with a stick, it seems to grab at it, almost swallowing the stick whole. Fascinated, Noah doesn't tell his parents. At the local diner, Ethan and Claire meet Old Man Grady, a weathered swamp guide with haunted eyes. He warns them never to let their boy near the swamp. The mud don't forget, and it don't forgive, he mutters. Ethan laughs it off as superstition, but Claire feels uneasy. That night, Claire notices muddy footprints on the farmhouse floor, too small to be Ethan's. She scolds Noah, but he swears he hasn't been outside. Later, Ethan wakes to hear faint whispers drifting in from the swamp, like dozens of voices calling Noah's name. The family's golden retriever, Rusty, runs barking into the swamp during the day. They search for hours, only to find his collar sitting in the middle of a bubbling mud pool. Noah is heartbroken, but instead of crying, he eerily says, "Rusty isn't gone. The mud is keeping him safe." Over the next days, the mud patch in their yard grows unnaturally fast, creeping closer to the farmhouse like it's alive. The grass dies where it touches, and insects are sucked into it. One morning, Ethan sees it pulsing like a heartbeat, and when he touches it, he hears whispers in his head. Claire researches in the town library and finds old newspapers. Decades ago, a chemical spill occurred near the swamp from a now-defunct industrial company. Dozens of workers vanished during the cleanup. The company buried the records and abandoned the area, but locals whispered that something had awoken. Noah begins to change. He draws endless pictures of black waves, faceless figures, and a giant heart-shaped mass. At night, Claire finds him whispering to his closet, saying the mud is his friend. He grows distant, and sometimes his voice echoes unnaturally when he speaks. One night, Ethan wakes to find Noah missing. Panicked, they search the swamp and discover him standing barefoot in the mud, his body rigid, his eyes rolled back. When Ethan pulls him away, Noah screams in a guttural, inhuman voice that shakes the trees before collapsing unconscious. Desperate, Claire contacts Dr. Ramirez, a local biologist who studies swamp ecosystems. He tests samples from their yard and discovers the mud is a unique organism, part fungus, part parasite. It feeds on organic material, mutates it, and shows signs of conscious intelligence. His chilling conclusion: this isn't just mud, it's alive. That evening, humanoid figures made entirely of sludge rise from the swamp. Their faces are blank, but their movements are disturbingly human-like. They attack the farmhouse, pounding on doors and windows. Ethan fights them off with an axe, but when one is cut in half, it reforms. Only fire seems to drive them back. Grady arrives and reveals his personal history. Years ago, he lost his brother to the mud. He believes it is ancient, something beneath the swamp long before humans came, awakened by industrial waste. It don't just eat flesh, it eats memories, souls. That's why folks go missing. The mud spreads overnight, surrounding the farmhouse completely. Phones die, the car won't start, and the road is swallowed by sludge. The family and Ramirez are trapped inside, listening as whispers crawl through the walls. They begin to see muddy handprints appearing on mirrors and windows, even when nothing's outside. Ramirez theorizes that Noah is the chosen vessel. The mud wants to merge with him to fully awaken. He suggests abandoning Noah to save themselves, but Ethan explodes with rage. Claire, torn between love and terror, quietly wonders if Ramirez is right. Their marriage begins to fracture under the strain. Noah's condition worsens. His skin grows pale, black veins appear, and his eyes flicker with darkness. At one point, mud seeps from his mouth as he whispers in two voices at once. Claire tries to comfort him, but he smiles eerily, saying, "I can feel everything. The mud loves me." Ethan finds an old map showing an abandoned underground industrial facility beneath the swamp, where the spill first happened. He believes that's where the mud heart is located. If they destroy it, they might free Noah. Despite the danger, they decide to venture into the swamp. The group sets out at night. They wade through waist-deep sludge as humanoid mud creatures stalk them. Grady, armed with a shotgun and a torch, holds them back but is ultimately dragged under, screaming, his body dissolved in seconds. His sacrifice buys the family time to reach the underground ruins. Inside the ruined facility, they find a massive, pulsating mud heart the size of a house, glowing faintly. Noah is drawn to it, speaking in a voice that isn't his. Ethan sets explosives while Claire pleads with Noah, begging him to resist. For a brief moment, Noah fights the possession, screaming for help. They ignite the charges, and the cavern erupts in fire and mud. The family barely escapes as the swamp collapses into flames. Back at the farmhouse, the mud has receded, leaving scorched earth. Noah seems normal again, though weak. But in the final scene, he looks into a mirror, and for a split second, his reflection smiles with black eyes. The screen cuts to black, leaving a chilling cliffhanger for a possible sequel.